Oh, what happened to the music?
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies.
You're super late. So late. I can't believe how late you are, honestly. Just to be fair. I didn't think anybody would show up this late for a show of mine ever.
Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race.
Trying to make sure it's shared everywhere. I think it is.
Back in the back.
If you're watching this on YouTube, this is an old channel. An old channel. So YouTube agreed with me and reinstated my channel, but they reinstated the wrong one. So welcome to the old channel. (11:10 a.m. here. Oh hell, it's 10 p.m. where I'm at. I actually am running late. I have a 16-hour print going on right now. And this is the third attempt to print it. The things you do for kids. This isn't the original one. The original one had 11,600 and some subscribers. This is the first one I made after the original one, and they took it down quick. This wasn't even the second one. I took 2 channels to almost 10,000 before. This one's got like 2,800 on it or something. It used to be over 3, but I think a bunch of people unsubscribed or something while it was down. Or accounts got deleted or something. Cold Beer Confessional on YouTube. Why does the music not keep playing? What is going on? Phil's having update issues. SgAnon has issues with my content. We got issues everywhere, guys, okay? We're just full of issues. This channel, the YouTube channel that I'm on right now, has been down for about 1.5 years. Sir, to the top of your feed. Oh, shit. There's got to be something wrong with YouTube. There's definitely something wrong with YouTube. They put me at the top, boys. I don't know why, but there's something wrong. Let me kill this music. We'll roll the intro. This channel's actually never had a strike. They just took it down all at once. The last channel we were on, SgAnon, has never had a strike. They just took it down all at once. I might get them all reinstated. I have 10 channels. Okay, there we go. Fade the music out. Let me pause this, go over to that, roll the intro, boys. Here we go.
Hello, Will Bard.
Mondays for the boys, what they say.
Bill Confessional. This is from your friend, Dr. J. Banana. Well, bud. Sorry about the loss of your legs in the washing machine accident. I hope you have good luck getting the money up for your new titanium legs. If you need anything at all, I mean anything at all, the Power Rangers have your back. It's morphin' time! Tiger Zord!
Welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer. Oh, I forgot my glasses. We gotta get sprinkle on some haterade. Let me get my glasses. I don't want to reveal my secret identity. Jesus. That's not right. Nope. No, that's how Scott McKay sees me. There it is. Okay. It was cycling through. I think we got it now. First of all, since I'm back on YouTube, I would like to say rest in peace, Jeff B. If we're waiting on a biblical sign, the death of a 50-year-old virgin has to be it, okay? I don't know how else to put this. That has to be the sign we're waiting for. Thank you for joining us. We're back on YouTube. Wrong channel for some reason. So SgAnon went down, and I tried to bring SgAnon back up by filing an appeal. YouTube agreed with me on the appeal, but the channel they gave me back was Cold Beer Confessional, one of the first 3 channels I had, I think, with like 2,800 subscribers. So if you're a YouTube person, I guess you go there until they take that one down. I don't know. The only thing I ask is if you do prefer YouTube and you watch on YouTube, at least be subscribed to me on Rumble, follow me on Twitch, somewhere else, because it's just too unpredictable. I didn't have any strikes. Typically, it's 3 strikes. Then you get kicked out. I didn't have any strikes, and they were just like, oh, no, your content promotes violence. I argued with them. They agreed in my favor because I usually quote the rules to them when I argue, and I'm like, by your own rules, it says I'm allowed to put this up if I'm disproving it, if I'm creating a satire piece, if I'm showing evidence to the contrary, including having on experts or research, which is what I do. The research, that's my niche. And usually, here lately, they've been agreeing with me a lot. I don't know why they put up the wrong channel, but you have those on those big jobs, I guess. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confession. We're going to talk about a couple things today. Phil Godlewski getting ready for his international wedding. Phil Godlewski predicted a football game. I think that just kind of fell in his lap. Phil Godlewski's having technical difficulties. SgAnon reach out. That's what we're going to cover first. But before we get started, please like and share the content. Wherever you're at, like and share. It greatly helps the algorithm for more people to see it, more people to be recommended. I can't believe I was even recommended on YouTube. Maybe they feel bad about banning me. I don't know. There's got to be something broken in the algorithm tonight. But thank you guys for joining us. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody that watches. We got a great group of followers, a great group of patrons, supporters. You guys have been there through thick and thin and chased me all around the internet. We actually started on, I started on YouTube and then quickly moved to Twitch before YouTube gained any following. Then back to YouTube, back to Twitch, back to YouTube, back to Twitch. We've been on DLive, we've been on Rumble, we've been about everywhere. So thank you guys for following me around. I know that's a hassle. I know people hate to download new apps or learn new apps, but I appreciate it. We'll see if we can't get to the SgAnon channel back or one of the bigger Cold Beer Confessional channels back. I don't know. So thank you all for joining us. If you want to support the show, the best thing that you can do is like, share, comment is a big thing, including comments during the live and comments under the video of the comment section. YouTube had a CPAC commercial. Oh, shit. Donald Trump announcing he's going to be at CPAC. And putting together his South Carolina 2024 team has a lot of people discouraged because he's not coming to save them. If you want to go above and beyond, like, share, and comment, there is a way to do that. Go to coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. It's in the description. There should be links. The bot puts it out. It's under the Twitch video. It's this website behind my head. Let me make it larger here. This website behind my head where you can find different ways to support the show financially if you want to. It's not required. It just helps keep the show going 7 days a week. There will always be a show, even if I don't make a dime. It's kind of my therapy for my PTSD. gives me something to do. I don't feel like I can, don't feel like I express myself through the day. So this is one of the ways I do it. I don't know if the YouTube bot will work right now. I haven't switched it over. So you might just have to put the link in if you're a YouTube mod. But this keeps it going 7 days a week. The most important thing there, as we just saw, I just got banned without warning from YouTube. So one of the most important things there is Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, and Rumble links are all there. I need to update this YouTube link, which I'll probably be doing right now. But those, follow me somewhere else, especially if you're following on YouTube or Facebook. Those disappear at the drop of a hat. I don't know what to tell you. They just disappear. So if there's a chance that you can follow me somewhere else, it would be a very, very good idea to do so. Like I said, I'll just disappear one day. If you want to support the show financially, click this link, buy me a coffee. It'll bring up a website that looks like this where you can leave your name and a donation in multiples of $5. So you can send 5, 10, 15, whatever, and leave a message. I'll read it live on air. And I appreciate the messages. They're usually try to make me laugh. They're pretty funny. I enjoy the messages. You can also join our Patreon for extra content. We have exclusive content on Tuesdays and Thursdays just for patrons, plus after shows sprinkled throughout that are for the $2 and up patrons. And you can, like I said, you can join for as low as $2, get some extra content, get some behind-the-scenes stuff, get involved in some like weird projects we do, like the Nick Swick was a Patreon project, and there's been some others. There's some trolling projects we do, some get-togethers, some hangouts, some not broadcasted hangouts where we hang out and discuss ideas or maybe go and mess with somebody. It's all in Patreon. If you want to join Patreon, you're more than welcome. The skull thing is another donation link. If this one's not working for some reason, we got merch. If you're interested, t-shirts, stickers, pillows, mugs. I don't really make a whole lot of money off of it, but you become a walking billboard, which is pretty cool. I'm just amazed that anybody would wear merch with my YouTube channel on it. To be honest with you, I never thought we would have this type of following, and that's about it. But like I said, don't worry about the donations if you're not interested in that. The important thing is these links. These links are huge, and the reason being is just like I just said, if I disappear, then you're probably going to want to be following me somewhere else. No matter where I'm at, you're probably going to be wanting to follow me somewhere else. Rumble is a pretty safe bet. Twitch is usually a safe bet. It's been a long time since anybody messed with my Twitch account, honestly. A very long time. I'm about to drop the link for this. Give me just a second. I need to update this YouTube link on that page. I'm doing it live right now. It probably won't take effect for a few minutes because if you have a cached copy of the page, but here soon you'll be able to go to coldbeer.fun and click on that YouTube link and it'll be the right one. So let me update that. Boom.
I have to know the answer in order to answer the question. So anything that I say tonight cannot be classified as misinformation or disinformation in any way, shape, or form.
Sweet.
These are all answers that I'm certain of. Will a big reveal of some sort happen before Christmas? Yes. Do you think we'll have EBS during the month of December? Yes. You guys would be surprised who you've been talking to here.
Oh, you'd be surprised who you've been talking to here. I agree. We would be surprised who we've been talking to here. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be surprised who we're talking to here? Phil Godlewski's got it nailed for us. I appreciate that. Anyways, thank you for that. Buy me a coffee. Let me go see who it was because I wasn't even looking over there. I was updating my thing. Welcome back to the Devil's Grandson. I think you know about your 10 six-packs. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation and the support. Let me see if this went through. So I'm going to refresh this page, and we're about to see coldbeer.fund, and let's click this link. Yeah, so it goes to one of the old school cold beer channels, including it has the Teach Me How to Dougie video. It's got some Brad Barton, some Patriot Street Fighter, Ballad of McKay. This has got some old school videos that were that have been down for a long time. There's me getting paid from my top secret MI5 paycheck. Oh man, where did that screen grab go? Everybody knows that's the top secret Q level and MI5, MI6 deep state funds that I get paid regularly in my oversized envelope. Oh, I'm excited this channel's back. So either way, those links are working now at coldbeer.fund. Follow me somewhere, everywhere you can, just in case I disappear. Now, I think that's it for the shilling and announcements. Let's get to SgAnon calling me out later, or calling me out earlier. So I was scrolling through chip shit little fams. I was scrolling through all of that and decided that I was just reading. So if you don't know, Chip is pretty upset about nothing happening, nothing coming to pass, nothing really going on. Oh, I got y'all. I'll fix the wrenches here in a minute. And I was just reading over there, and I thought, man, this is pretty interesting. I was reading about how he was upset or whatever, and I was scrolling through his timeline, and I saw a post from it was a post from the real SgAnon on Telegram, which SgAnon claims that he doesn't run any of those, and I believe him. It was a post from the real SgAnon, and I clicked on it, and I had just received an email from SgAnon too, and I hadn't read it yet. And it was basically a post about an email that he sent to me, which he had blocked out some of my names. And I had went through it and checked it out. And this SgAnon Telegram page had posted it as well. And I thought, that's weird. He doesn't have, if he sent me an email and he claims he doesn't run this Telegram, then how did they get the screenshots of this email he sent me? And I was like, oh, it must be fake. It must be from this fake account, because I don't think he has a Telegram page, and this Telegram page is posting it, so that's weird. But I found out that he had just posted it on Truth Social. So he had posted it on Truth Social under his page and had blocked me out. So let's go there to start with. So here we go. We get this post. And it says, there are just some incredible Anons out there. The name might have confused them, but I'm not an Anon. Thank you. And it says, hungry for the truth, exceptional researchers. One of them identified me around the same time I came out public with my countenance. Now, this is inaccurate. I actually identified him days before he came public. And the only reason I did it then and not when I had originally scheduled to, I had been sitting on the information for a couple days, is because we were trying to get ahead of the Scott McKay reveal. That was the whole reason for doing it. And it says, a serious commendation in order for that. However, in our zeal, we sometimes overdo it. This person also publicly displayed my wife's face online and has photos of my child, tantamount to stalking. Now, I will remind you that these are public photos that they posted on social media, and now they're mad because I have them. Like, they posted it on Facebook, and now they're mad because I have them. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. And it says, I welcome digging into me by patriots, but my family is separate. I contacted the patriot in the emails you see below. So it says, oh, they're backwards. Damn it. Well, they're not even backwards. They're just fucked up. It says, hi there, CBC Anon. I found your video you streamed 1/20/23, link below, and was more than impressed at your digging skills. Very well done. Yes, I am, Stephen Greg Harvey. I do want to point out some inconsistencies, however, in your research. Specifically, my ex-fiance and mother of my child, if you had continued digging, you would have found that I was hospitalized 9/29/2017 with a severely destroyed thumb. This was done by my ex in a drunken rage, police reports to prove, and this is the reason I left her, not the other way around. Additionally, if you continue digging further, you would find her criminal record. So I know they got separated. It wasn't my concern why they got separated or for what reason. I mean, like, that almost always, if it's not a clean break, that almost always devolves into he said, she said, and claims against each other. Also, I went to great lengths to not show his son, including editing photos, blocking out, because on our channel we don't cover people's children. People can't decide who their parents are. You can't pick your parents no more than anybody else can. So I don't typically show children, even if they're involved in the grift or whatever. I try to hide that. If we find those on social media, if I'm not prepared for it, I try to scroll pretty quick through it. If we are prepared for it, then it's edited out. You know, it's got a black square over it, something. So that was the first thing. He doesn't say, he just says I have pictures of his son, and it says, you know, that I had pictures of his son, but I'm not really worried about his wife. I'm not going to get into a he said, she said. I did say his wife left him, but that was just a figure of speech. I wasn't trying to assign fault, I guess. And I'm sure she would say she left him, and I'm sure both would say they left the other one, right? If I had to guess, I don't know. Either way, that was the first part of it. The second part of it, which is none of it's in order, of course. God damn it. I'm just going to go read the email. Just know it's in this post. Where's it at? Okay. I left her, not the other way around. Additionally, if you continue digging, you'd find her criminal record. Your misrepresentation of that on the video above is maligning of my character. Then he goes on to say, my bid for House of Representatives in 2021 was short-lived, as you are aware. However, the reason for this was my conscious deferment to a superior candidate, Sergeant Christopher Henning of Kentucky, retired. I had actually garnered more than 400 signatures in my local district in support of my campaign when I deferred purposefully. Your misrepresentation of this on the video above is maligning of my character. I suggested many reasons. I have no idea. I actually asked you guys why you think he didn't run and why he wasn't telling people that he ran. Even in the Scott McKay interview where he came out, he never told people that he ran for House of Representatives and never pursued it, never got on the ballot. When I first found it, I said that he received so little of the vote that it didn't show up because it did show 0.000%. We later found out before the second video that he never even made it to running. And I suggested, did he have enough signatures? Does he get everything turned in? Did he do all his paperwork? I have no idea, but I asked you guys. I never made the assumption that anything happened, right? He then says, my attempts to join the U.S. MIL were cut short due to a serious health condition, as I have stated before. I was unable to complete a full IADT course. Certainly not for lack of patriotism or desire to serve. Your overt misrepresentation of that is maligning of my character. Again, I have no idea why he didn't, my issue was with how none of his dates lined up. And then I suggested he could be a broke dick. That's a health issue, a health and medical issue. He could have been a holdover. I even talked about people who refuse to train and how long they stay with the military, but I have no idea why. He could have done, I don't know. The major problem I had with it was in 4 different interviews, we got 4 different answers. In one interview, he said he served for 11 to 12 months. Another interview, he said he served 15 months or he was gone trying to get in for 15 months, 11 to 12 months, 18 to 24 months, then 12 or 14 months. So that was my issue. Why all the different, every time you speak about this to a different person, it's a different number. You can't remember how many months you were trying to get in for, and unable to complete your initial active duty training course. That's a very, very, very strange term to use. Initial active duty training course. That's gotta be some type of reserve shit. I don't know. I have no idea. That's a very weird term. Why is he not saying I was unable to complete boot camp, or I was unable to complete, a physical to get into boot camp? He keeps saying initial active duty training course, which is a term that's not regularly thrown around the military, which is strange. Anyways, if you're seeing me on YouTube and you thought, where has Will been forever? It's because This channel just got reinstated by YouTube for some reason. This channel's been down for over a year and a half. It also says, after that, it says, your posting of my wife's facial photos online are illegal, and I respectfully request that you remove that from your platform. You are welcome to dig into me, and I have never discouraged people from this. You are not welcome, however, to dig into my family, including my son. That's stalking. Please do the right thing on this issue. Now, he accused me of committing a crime. I appreciate him saying, I respectfully request that you remove it. But then he goes on to accuse me of committing a crime, stalking. Stalking is a crime. Stalking does have a penalty attached to it. It is a guilty or innocent crime. And I don't believe I'm stalking when I found your social media pages and all that is public. You could have made any of this private. You could have decided not to post any of this publicly. But instead, you made it public, and here we are. Like, okay, I don't know what you want me to say. Then he says, I would be happy to come on and sit with you and discuss this further and set the record straight. If you are uninterested in this, I understand. But the editing out of my family and contextual clarification of your statements in the video above needs to happen either way. Now, I have an issue with this. It needs to happen either way. Or what? And you'll see it in my response. You'll see this in my response to him. And he says, needs to happen either way. As I stated earlier, you're welcome to dig into me. You are respectfully requested to leave my family alone in that venture. So he says respectfully twice, but he also accuses me of committing a crime once, and then gives me an ultimatum in another portion, which I don't do well with people telling me what to do. So I'm stubborn as fuck when that happens. It says, admittedly, I am surprised that you did not even attempt to reach out before you posted this information online that you did, including the images of my wife. Again, anybody who searches your name is going to find those same images through Google. I don't know how you consider that stalking, but it's through Google. Maybe your wife should make her Facebook private for her friends only. As you are no doubt aware, I gained virtually nothing materially from this great awakening and exposure of the truths and lies about our world. Now, here's the shot he takes at me. And I keep my day job because of this. Based on the amount of affiliate links present in your video descriptions, I will assume you are a different mindset on that front despite your content. So based on the number of links in my description, I am doing this to gain something. I am doing this to quit my day job. I am doing this to make money. He goes on to say, I will look for your response. I will look for your response over the next 48 hours. And again, mostly great work and researching. I am impressed. Respectfully, SG, Digital Soldier. The plan is real and so is the war. Welcome to the digital battlefield. Never in our history has this been attempted. Patriots, WW, just needed a spark for humanity. Where we go one, we go all, and then it's signed Q. So that was the email I got from him. Very, very good email. I appreciate that. I love emails. I love to receive emails that accuse me of a crime and then threaten me if I don't do what you say. So, I know the 48 hours on the end was weird too. So I responded back. And since he went ahead and posted it on Truth Social, I decided to go ahead and put it on Truth Social. And I sent it to him in an email as well. And I said, actually, I discovered you 4 days before you came out publicly and was sitting on that information for several days before that. You can see that video on the same channel, dated for January 17th. See your points address below because I couldn't put this all in a thing. And I decided to address this point. I said 2.1, I have no concern for your ex-wife and I don't address children in my videos. If you see the video from the 17th, I even edited a photo to remove your child. Also, I'm not interested in who left who. or he says, she says, which that almost always devolves into. Point 2, I asked my audience why you never made it on the ballot and what would cause that. Then I spitballed several ideas and still have seen no proof to any. Okay, so that was on the election. Point 3, about his attempts to join the military. And I said, your, quote, attempts to join the military are all over the place. You claim different time periods for different interviews, including, quote, 11 to 12 months, quote, 15 months, quote, 18 to 24 months, quote, 12 to 14 months. I stated I have no idea what happened. Could have been what the military lovingly refers to as broke dicks, medical issues. It could have been a holdover, etc. Point 4, the pictures of your wife. The pictures I shared were on social media and a public forum. This is something you have to think about when coming online. They are public. I found them in public. I shared them in public and referred to your wife as lovely once and beautiful later. I believe that's the words I used. I didn't show your child. I never asked for reward effects to happen to anyone and encouraged people to keep online issues online. And you'll always hear me say that. I don't think you should be doxing people. I don't think you should be swatting people. I don't think you should be showing up at people's houses. I don't think you should be making death threats. I don't think you should be prank calling these people. Which is why usually I don't share like phone numbers or addresses or shit like that. Like we hop up in their chat and say some stupid shit and whatever. That's fine. It's on the internet, but that's it. It shouldn't change over to the real world. Nobody should be looking over their shoulder all the time, worried that some disgruntled commenter is going to show up with a gun or something. The real world effects to happen to anyone. Encourage people to keep online issues online. That's the reason I didn't share any other details such as your job or your address, etc. I can't help these pictures exist, and anyone can find them from a simple Google search of your name. Now, your, quote, demands and sassy little attitude. I'm not comfortable with the needs to happen either way language. Or what? If you're asking me man to man, maybe. If you are threatening some type of action, if I don't, let's get it started. And lastly, to address your shot at affiliate links and my different mindset, I didn't have any issues joining the military, and I'm actually a disabled combat veteran. That pays my bills. I didn't try to join for some miraculously changing length of time. The affiliate link supports the channel where I actually share the truth and not hopium for blue-haired grannies waiting on a rescue. If you want to come on my show, you are welcome, but I would probably need some validation of some strange answers I have already found you give in several interviews first. Then I put a correction to his original email. It's not Sergeant Christopher Henning. It is actually First Sergeant Christopher Henning, a Calf Scout like myself. Scouts out. So there you go. I think the different mindset you may be alluding to is I didn't try to join for a year and a half. I just joined. So you'll have that sometimes. Every time I mention I'm on Truth Social, people come out of the woodworks to follow me. Like no one knows I have one because I never post on it. But that's what's been going on lately. And that's what SgAnon reached out to tell me. Now, if he wants to ask nicely for me to edit out his wife, that's one thing, and I would probably consider it, especially if he wants to come on for an interview. I would probably consider it. I don't have to by any means. It's a public photo on a public forum, and I shared it in public. These photos are on her fucking public Facebook. It's not, I didn't hack to get them. I didn't steal them. I didn't even send her a fucking friend request. They're just on there. And there's no have to do nothing. This has to happen either way. There's no have to shit. But I would consider it, maybe. But the rest of the issues, I just think that you're making a bigger deal out of. I don't know why, if there's a correction to be made, here's the correction. I don't know why he didn't run or end up running for the House of Representatives. I suggested a bunch of theories. Couldn't get the signatures, couldn't get the votes, backed out, didn't raise enough money, didn't fund the campaign. He claims that he seceded, deferred to a better candidate who also didn't win. I don't know who left who in his relationship. All I know is they are now separated. And I'm sure they both don't have very good things to say about each other, considering his response. And I don't know why he didn't join the military. I find it very odd that he can't remember how long he was trying to join. I find it odd he keeps referring to an initial active duty training period. I've never, all my time in the military, all my time being around the military, talking to other people in the military, initial active duty training course is a very strange statement to say, to mean I couldn't get through boot camp. A very strange statement. It could be a reserve thing, like I said, because in the reserves, your initial active duty training is where you go to boot camp and AIT, then you come back home and serve in the reserves. But I don't know. That's a strange way to put it. So there's whatever correction that, if that's a correction, I think that's the same thing I said the first go around. But there's no need to do shit. There's a probably should, like, if you don't want those photos out there, your wife probably should put her account on private. If you don't want those photos being shared or being found or people talking about you, that probably should be on private. But there's no have to do shit. Other than that, I don't know what to tell him. But that's what he got from me so far. Anyways, back at it. Thank you for that donation. Let's play some alerts here while we're sitting here.
Bray Nike just resubscribed for 7 months. Love all you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the resubscription.
Bob Kitten 3 just gifted 5 subs.
Oh, thank you for the gifted subs.
Trutherroast just gifted 2 subs.
Trutherroast. Austin with 1,000 bits. Thank you. Trutherroast with 50 bits. Me and you two with 100 bits. Those will both play, but I won't say anything. Next.
Cherokee Patriot just resubscribed for 6 months. Hey
everyone, thank you.
Waving hand.
Thank you for the resubscription.
Anonymous just gifted 2 subs.
And 2 more gifted subs from an anonymous person. Thank you for that. Now, Phil, I'm assuming, probably canceled his live. He seemed like he was struggling earlier with all the technology around him, which is what we're going to hop into for just a second, just because I thought it was funny. Let's see. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. So Phil is now claiming that he predicted the score of a football game, and people are buying it because these people have been told there's no such thing as coincidences for so long. Now they're buying it. So Phil is on this kick about the real history of the earth and stuff we've been lied to or whatever. So he shares a Lego model of the Titanic. And this Lego model is actually really expensive. Somebody just looked it up before I got started. And it's like a $600 Lego model. Like a $600 Lego model. So he shares it. And before that, he says, so I hear SgAnon revealed his identity, which includes showing his face on the live stream. Where are all the brilliant people who said that Phil Godlewski was SgAnon? Where are all the brilliant people who said Todd Gollins was SgAnon? The silence is deafening.
So anything that I say tonight cannot be classified as misinformation or disinformation in any way, shape, or form. These are all answers that I'm certain of. Will a big reveal of some sort happen before Christmas? Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you think we'll have EBS during the month of December? Yes. You guys would be surprised who you've been talking to here.
Semi Sapien donates 3 6-packs and says, do you have the time to tell us the story of the washing machine accident that cost you your legs? I do have the time, but I don't think I have the willpower. Okay. It is it's too much to go through. The washing machine took both my good legs, and it was a military grade washing machine, so you know how those work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So he shared that post. The silence is deafening. Again, I was the one saying SgAnon is not Phil. SgAnon is not Todd. But I guess he's calling out that other group that was kind of hung up on it. He then shares this model, which again, this Lego model is like a $600 fucking dollars. Lego model of the Titanic, and it's just sitting on his counter with some other toys. I don't know that I would even buy my kids a $600 Lego set. That seems kind of fucking crazy, right? The wash machine and the brick was a good story. A very good story. So then he forwards a message and says, Phil, are you still going to do a live about the Mandela effect? I'm so excited for that. He says yes. Then he says, let's move tonight's live to tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, which he had canceled again, and says, enjoy my 49ers kicking some cowboy ass. Enjoy my 49ers kicking some cowboy ass. And then he says dub. Okay? Then he says dub. That was at 9:46 with the win. The 49ers won. Okay? Then I think he scoured his chat and saw someone say that the Titanic sunk in 1912. Okay? That the Titanic sunk in 1912 and that the score of the ball game was 19-12. And he latched onto that and says, what year did the Titanic sink? An hour after the game was over. The only way this would have been impressive to me and not just a random coincidence. Coincidences do exist. That's why you have a word for them. The only way that this would, it's coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. I could put it over there. The only way that this would have impressed me is if he had posted, like, what year did the Titanic sink? 1912 before the game finished, not an hour after it, right? Like, that doesn't do anything for me. That's literally a coincidence. That's why we have a word for it. You can't keep saying coincidences don't exist when we have a word for it. Coincidence, right? Obviously they exist. And I think Phil probably didn't even notice it until someone else said it, and then he latched onto it. I bet if we go back far enough that we could find someone saying something about the Titanic sank in 1912, the score of the ball game was 1912, then Phil jumped on it. Phil relies on these coincidences, and then the very next post he puts up says, do you believe in coincidences? Yeah, they happen. Are they rare? Sure. They don't happen all the time, but if they didn't happen, why would we even have a fucking word for it? Why would we even have a word for it? We wouldn't even talk about it, so we wouldn't need a word for it. Yeah, I think the handle for this YouTube channel is CBC Media Group, or CBC Media Group, something like that. Do you believe in coincidences? Then he shares a post from someone. It says Mariah Janae. It says, what? The score of the game matches the year the Titanic sank? What is going on? And she is very excited. I'm actually looking for something here. Let me see. That was from today, from yesterday. I wanted just to search something quickly. From today. All right, from Sunday. That's at 10:56. That's at 10:45. That's at 10:40. They were going through his post and mirroring the 1912 at 10:39. I can just see me running to the family right now and telling them the score of the game added up to 1912. You know, the year the Titanic sank. They already think I'm nuts. 1912, you don't see it. The Titanic sunk on 4/15/1912. That was something at 10:37. 49ers, Dallas, Texas, 1912s. What is he having us look at? Trying to make sure that are they replying to it? What time did I just say? Hold on, let me go back. What time did I just say Phil posted that? Because I want to see if someone said it before he did, because I don't even think Phil's smart enough to even figure that out on his own. Like, he would have waited till someone else did it. So he posted that at 10:29. No, I'm sorry. He posted that at 10:29. 10:27, maybe. The worst, the earliest. And let's go back to this. Go back to Sunday. I don't think he would have figured this out on his own, to be honest with you. That's 10:39. It's 10 minutes late. There. 10:34. 10:32. 10:30. 10:29. The Titanic Olympics sunk in 1912, a year before the creation of the Federal Knot Reserve. Okay. 10:29. What year did the Titanic sink? 1912. 10:29, 1912. 10:29, 1912. Sorry, I'm going through all these timestamps. A lot of them at 10:29, right after he posted. 10:28 is one. Titanic sank on blah, blah, blah. 10:28 is one. 10:28. 10:28. A ton of them at 10:28. So right after he posted at 10:27. None of them are putting it together, though. So Josh Price. I think Josh Price was the first one to say it. He says at 10:18, 10 minutes before Phil posted this, he says at Phil Godlewski, 1912, 19-12, like the score would be put. And then he put the Titanic sank in 1912. Does anybody reply to that? That was long before Phil put it together. For sure. And then he put a fire emoji at 10:20. He put a fire emoji underneath it. He put a fire emoji responding to it. The Titanic sank in 1912 as well. You demand, Phil. Josh Price posted it again. Josh Price posted it twice. Responding to the first person it looks like did it. Sweet Cali Girl she put a Q post of 1912, the 1912 Q post, and then she put a photo or a video of the final score of the football game of 19-12. And I think she was probably the very first person to post it that day. Yes. So his followers figured it out and he just latched onto it, right? Now what he'll claim is, here's they just figured it out earlier. They're the decoders. They did such a good job. They figured it out before I said anything. But I was going to say something. Why do you think I posted a picture of the Titanic? Because you're weird and you tell everybody that they're lying, the world's lying to you, and you tried to tell us that a fucking bomb was planted on the Titanic or whatever. Here's the Lego video he did. I'll put it over here to where you can see it. All he's got to do is, instead of posting a cryptic message, all he had to do was post 19-12. Done.
Not done yet. Get in there, though.
He even says not done yet, so I guess he's doing it himself. A $600 Lego set.
Isn't that awesome?
It's almost like he's reliving his childhood. I guess his parents didn't provide enough for him, so like now he's going back and buying expensive Lego sets and shit. Exactly. So that's what he's been doing when he's supposed to be doing live streams. $679, someone said.
1,000 pieces.
Yeah, somebody sent me a screenshot for it. It was over $600. I guessed $500 the other night.
Pretty cool, huh? Every detail.
So obviously this wasn't just for the game. Like, he wanted to post this. He wanted to post this so people would know he was building a fucking Lego Titanic.
The windows.
Yeah, I've messed with some Master Series Lego things.
Look at the little lifeboats.
Just therapy, okay.
The bomb went off right about here.
That's the reason he posted it. The bomb went off right about here. Now, that panel is right there specifically at the very end of this video. Let me pause it. That panel's there specifically because you could pop that out and show where the iceberg hit it, where the hole was, right? Where the iceberg ripped a hole in it. That's why that little cutout panel is there. I know it's probably hard to see, but I can do this. See how there's an edge around it? There's this little panel. Follow my mouse cursor. Boom, boom, boom. You won't see that anywhere else on the hole. That's actually a part that you can pop out. It's actually a part that you can pop out and take it away. You can't put the word pedo in chat, especially because everything gets, or porn gets relayed to Twitch. Thank you. So that's the video he posted there. Then he says, do you believe in coincidences? Bullshit. And then someone says, what? The score of the game matches the year Titanic sank. What is going on? And he says, you'll be shocked when you find out who you've been talking to here. Good night, fam. G-night, fam, spelled, of course, with a PH. He then shares it's a post or an article that says, not afraid, golf star threatens liberal media network with huge defamation lawsuit after this. Then he shares, yeah, Patrick, I went the apologize route too. They won't. Their attorneys want the lawsuit, and they're likely ill-advising their CNN client that the lawsuit is frivolous and has no merit. The attorneys want to go to court because that's where they make their money. In reality, you have an enormous lawsuit, which will win, take it to court, and kick their ass. Of course, Phil has become the largest advocate for just suing everybody who disagrees with him. Or states anything about his past, or shares freaking public forum photos, I guess. And it says, LIV golf star and 2018 Masters champion Patrick Reed is making headlines after letting CNN know that he is onto them and will not back down from the demand that he has made to CNN offers an on-air apology. Now, this is from something called Blabber Buzz. Like, that doesn't sound like... the, let's just search this for a reliable source. Patrick Reed versus CNN. Awfulannouncing.com, mediate.com, Fox News here. That's at least better than what we were looking at. Demands public apology from CNN's Jake Tapper, and Bobby Costas threatens $450 million lawsuit. Reed's attorney reportedly gave CNN 5 days to issue an apology, to issue a public apology and retract the broadcast. 9-time PGA Tour winner Patrick Reed has threatened CNN with a $450 million lawsuit over defamatory comments made on air by anchor Jake Tapper. I don't know why I can't speak. And a veteran sportscaster, Bob Costas, which Reed lawyers alleged were designed to incite ridicule, hatred, and violence against Reed and other LIV golf players. A letter from Reed's attorneys, Clayman's Law Group, obtained on Tuesday by Golf Monthly, demands a public apology within 5 days over comments made by Tapper and Costas during a segment last week about LIV golf. Late last week, Jake Tapper, along with CNN sports reporter Bob Costas, aired a highly defamatory piece called "The Court Fight Between PGA Tour and LIV Golf Escalates as the Saudi-backed LIV tries to avoid handing over information," the letter read. This widely viewed broadcast in Florida, the nation, and internationally was not only defamatory, but also designed to incite ridicule, hatred, and violence against LIV golf players, such as my client Patrick Reed, a world champion professional golfer, by publishing that he takes blood money from Saudi public investment funds in the wake of the 9/11 tragedy 22 years ago. Reed and several others top PGA Tour members made the switch to LIV golf this summer despite the tour's threats to suspend players who did so. Reed joined in early June and competed alongside some former members, including Bryson DeChambeau and Dustin Johnson at the Pumpkin Ridge Golf Club for the first LIV Golf Invitational in Portland. So there is a lot of Saudi money in sports now. They're trying to build up in a lot of things, but sports is one of the avenues they're going after pretty quick. It also says Reed finished in third place and walked away with $1.275 million in prize money. They're probably paying more than the PGA, I would say. Mr. Reed is not a taker of blood money, as he simply plays on a golf tour financed by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which also owns a large shares in the myriad of American companies such as Disney, Boeing, J.P. Morgan Chase, Amazon, BlackRock Inc., Microsoft, and many others, the letter continued. So I don't know why QAnon advocates are cheering for this. Like the same company that is paying here, that is paying this man, is another company that's invested in Disney, Boeing, J.P. Morgan Chase, Amazon, BlackRock, Microsoft, and many others. Like, this is probably the last thing you want to be cheering for, Phil, or supporting this guy. He's being paid by all these companies you claim are the deep state cabal. Indeed, many sponsors of the PGA Tour benefit from this investment fund, and PGA Tour players have recently been granted releases by the PGA Tour to play in the Saudi International Golf Tournament in Jeddah on February 2nd through 5th in 2023, also financed by the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Aramco, the oil company owned by the government of Saudi Arabia, which is actually the largest company in the world, I believe, also sponsors and finances a number of LPGA events. Are you accusing female professional golfers of also taking blood money? I don't know how it was phrased. Like they were individually, like if they said, you know, this person individually by name took blood money, or if they just said golfers are benefiting from this money fund from Saudi Arabia, which we believe to be like blood money, basically, because that could be an opinion piece. It says, quote, "This is a frivolous lawsuit whose aim is to chill free speech and intimidate journalists from covering important stories about the Saudi government and the Saudi-backed LIV golf tournament," CNN said in a statement to Fox News Digital. CNN will aggressively defend its reporting, which did not even mention the plaintiff in its coverage. So, see, they didn't even name him by name. I think that would be a hard stand to take if they didn't even use his name. They just said, you know, golfers continue to transfer over here, and they're being paid by this kind of shady money that comes from Saudi Arabia. I think that'd be a very hard stance to stand up on it and win. And it says, Reed previously filed $750 million lawsuit against Golf Channel and longtime commentator Brandel Chamblee, claiming that both parties conspired with the PGA Tour and Commissioner Jay Mahoney. He later filed an $820 million amended lawsuit, according to a separate report from Golf Monthly. Wow, he's suing everybody. 750, 820, what was this one? 450 million? Damn, yeah, 450. Jesus, he's suing everybody, ain't he? Anti-slap laws are in place in a lot of states now. Tennessee actually has one now. It used to be just for when you went against the government. So basically the way they looked at anti-slap, if you don't know what it is basically when someone says that you're defaming them or slandering them or whatever, slander, libel, defamation, anti-slap is, hey, they're just doing this to chill the free speech around them. They're a public figure. They're publicly online. They're publicly in movies. They're a public YouTuber or Rumble person. They're only suing to chill free speech and to stop this from being said. And if it goes into effect, immediately the case stops, discovery stops, everything stops until the judge rules that you've actually done something wrong and the case can proceed. Even discovery and everything stops immediately. Now, typically when we had this happening, it was the government doing it to people back in the day. So anti-slap for a long time only was against the government, trying to silence people by saying they would threaten to sue them if they exposed this program where they were doing this or exposed how much money a contractor was making or whatever. But since more celebrities have started suing people, more public figures have started suing people for running, news articles with evidence and something to back it up, then they've expanded that in a lot of states, even Tennessee, to where you just can't sue to silence someone's free speech, especially if you're a public figure. Neither can the government. We'll see if that plays into this, but anti-SLAPP is actually in favor of small-time journalists, independent journalists, people like that. It seems to be way in their favor if your state has it. So Phil says, yeah, Patrick, I went the apology route too. They won't. Their attorneys want the lawsuit, and they're likely ill-advising their client, CNN, that the lawsuit is frivolous and or has no merit. The attorneys always want to go to court. That's because they're where they make their money. In reality, you have an enormous lawsuit, which you will win. Take it to the court and kick their ass. We already read that. So then he shares someone else's post from a page called The Storm Has Arrived 17. And it says, Psycho Joe pissed off at Biden today. By the way, YouTube, disclaimer, I don't agree with any of these people's beliefs. We're just showing them to argue our point that these people are crazy and wrong, and we're going to disprove them. It says, Psycho Joe is pissed off at Biden today. Why are so many classified documents at Penn Center? Why are there so many classified documents in his garage? Why are there classified documents in his home? You know it's over for Sleepy Joe when MSDNC is turning on him. Should be an interesting few weeks or months ahead. I think it's good that the media is holding him accountable. It should be. That's what it's there for. It was pretty lopsided when Trump was in office about just everybody going after him. But you should call out your own and the opponents. That's the way it should work. He shares a tweet a retruth from Trump, or truth from Trump. Tweet is what I call it because truth sounds stupid. It says the Justice Department has shown us that it has a double standard. No doubt about it. Also, election interference was in effect, given the fact that they sat on this information and we didn't know until January, long after the election was over, from the great Maria Bartiromo on Mornings with Maria. So the FBI is literally not supposed to influence an election. That's what they're supposed to do. Phil then says, why is Trump talking about election interference again? Well, he's talking about midterms, which he didn't run in, Phil. I think you know that. Why do you think he's making that connection? Hashtag 13848, which is the EO that they all claim is gonna shut down all these companies working with foreign people and blah, 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 and everybody's going to get their money back, and every company's going to get shut down, and this, that, and the other, what the fuck ever. Anyways, he shares that. He then shares a post from Multiscan, whatever that is on Telegram, Multiscan. It says, I think the significant thing here is that Phil knew hours ahead of time. If millions are riding on these games, a planned outcome would need to be held close to the vest. He knew the exact score, knew early enough to plan to put that Titanic video out. He might have known before he even bought the Titanic. There you go. And put it together, or had paid someone to put it together. Idiots. And it says, the fact that Phil knew means that he is either in touch with someone within a small insider group aware of the exact scores before they happen, or he is in touch with someone above all that rigging. If the person is within that rigging system, then announcing this publicly in the way Phil has would be dangerous and foolish. He would immediately make himself a target both to the mafia controlling the game and to law enforcement who would know he was somehow in on the rigged game and would also endanger his source. The only way that showing his foreknowledge publicly was safe was if the person who informed Phil was high up in the chain above law enforcement and more powerful than the arm of the Illuminati mafia that controls sports. That means that someone on our side directed where the game would go. It was scripted by our side, which means that our side has more control over parts of our society than is apparent. Is it a proof of devolution and covert military control? I believe so. Now, bullshit. First of all, it's hard to fucking rig a game to an exact score. I don't know if you've ever read about people that got caught for like rigging or betting or cheating or whatever. It's incredibly hard to rig a game to the exact score. We're talking about a fucking coincidence here. You're going to tell me that You have to have all the offensive players, all the defensive players, and potentially even the special team players all in on both teams to rig this score. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's not happening. It's not happening. Now, it might be a lot easier to rig like, hey, you guys are going to lose this one. That's one thing. But to rig an exact fucking score, bullshit. That's incredibly hard. It would be much harder than just coaching the team and it just randomly coming out to 1912. It would be orders of magnitude harder. Orders of magnitude harder to make the exact score of this. No fucking way. No way. You'd have to have both fucking teams in on it. Both teams in on it. Because even if you say, well, like, oh, they just did this, or they just missed this extra point, or they just did that, you still have to at some point guarantee that you're even going to fucking score, and then guarantee that you're not going to score on the next drives once you hit your number. So, like, let's say you want to get to 12, and you're gonna miss 2 extra points, or let's say you're going to get 6 with a mixed extra point and 2 field goals. I don't know how the score actually worked out, but let's say that's what it is. So you went 2 field goals and a touchdown with a missed extra point. First of all, you have to know that you're going to score at least that much. You have to know you're going to get in a range for the field goals. You have to know that you're going to get that touchdown. Then you have to miss the extra point without making it look bad. Then you have to guarantee that you're not going to get down there again and not going to make it down there. And you can't just say, oh, I'll throw an interception. We have to guarantee that motherfucker won't run it back because they've already got their score. Then we have to guarantee that we can stop him. So both teams, at minimum, have to be in on it, offense and defense, trying to make this happen. It would be so fucking hard to get that to happen. It's not very likely. Not even remotely likely. He then shares, he says, pretty cool theory, very well thought out is what he shares with it. He then shares what is the most ridiculous video on the internet. I believe, personally, it's going to give me a copyright strike, but I don't think I'm monetized anyways. Let me copy this link. That was the wrong link. I don't think I'm monetized anyways on YouTube right now. So we end up with this mess. This is the woman with the light-up bra, somebody's grandma. By the way, there is a new fucking, yeah, point shaving's one thing. An exact score is different, especially by both teams. Anyways, visiting teams always listed to the left and the top of the home team. Yeah, the visiting team's always listed first. So it's really 12-19. Sure, I agree. But his followers ain't going to take that as an excuse. There is a new reality show. There is a new reality show on TLC. Now, TLC brings us the stuff that we love to hate. I'm telling you. My 600-pound incest life. They had to knock down a wall of my bedroom to get me out by crane. I stick my dick in the exhaust of a car to make love. I'm a 43-year-old, 5'8" man who wears a diaper and sleeps in a crib. Like, it's all the shit we love to hate, right? There's a new show out from TLC called MILF Mansion. The second episode was just like a couple days ago. It's called MILF Mansion. Now, I don't even have cable or TLC. I've been bootlegging that shit. But basically, it went out and found, like, you know, all the dating shows that have like 20-something women and men, and they're all hot and sexy, and it's like Love Island, Love Beach, Summer of Love, love this, love that, love whatever. This is like that show, but you basically just say, I wish the women were older and had more kids. I wish the women were older and had more kids. So they've got like 40 and 50-year-old women, maybe like late 30s, 40 and 50-year-old women. They are apparently like in love with like partying and have high libidos and like to fuck young dudes. They all also have sons, which you think, oh, that's probably not going to come back into play. It does. They all have sons, which happen to also be interested in older women. And apparently the crew told them that the moms were going to be on one dating show and the sons were going to be on a different dating show. And that's not what happened. basically the moms and sons are on the dating show. And the MILFs are there trying to get laid by these boys that are their sons' ages, while their sons are there awkwardly watching it and trying to get laid by the women that are their mom's ages without having to incest each other. It's very interesting. You just have to be there. You just have to be there. It's very strange. It's very, very fucking strange. The bunch of awkward moments where they're talking about like the son's trying to cock block the mom. Then there was this one part in the first episode where the mom had to put on a blindfold and like feel the chest and abs of the men and try to figure out which one was their son. And one of the sons like, they better not be feeling below the waist. My mom better not be feeling below those guys' waist, which basically relates to my mom better not jack me off while she's jacking off these other dudes. Don't jack me off, Mom. One of the women, when they take their shirts off, one of the women's like, I want you and you and you and you and you and you. And she like skips over her own son. So her own son's like, everybody but me, right? I never get picked. Yeah, it's your mom. It's very weird. Like, you're going to hope that she didn't pick you, right? Like, it is just full. I feel bad. I feel bad watching it for like the young kids and the moms sometimes. Jesus Christ. It is, it's something special. Anyways, the worst video on the interwebs, Phil Godlewski doing the Harlem Shake 22 years late. Because again, he never got to do this when he was young, so here we are. I did the Harlem Shake when I was back in the military with a military unit. So, like, I know it's fucking old.
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.
Look at all these fucking old people going to town. There's this one lady over here. You're fixing to see a lady with a light up bra that's doing its best just to hold back those long titties, okay? Like, it's even like one eye's like shorting out, going dead. It is at pushing the limits of energy traveling through electric wires. Like, it can't hold them back. Oh my God. Oh. Imagine this is your grandma or your mom or your aunt and her titty just winked at you. Her titty just winked at you. Some guy's just got his stomach out and 7Ks written on it. Hold on. Oh, look at them big old titties. I didn't even notice those. And then Phil's got to be there standing looking cool, right? Phil's Silver Ink. So this was actually a viral video craze, literally like at least 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago, where this song snippet plays. One person's dancing and everybody else is acting normal. And then when the beat drops, everybody's dancing and acting crazy. But they just missed the train. If this would have been 10 years ago, people would have been like, yeah, you know, it at least it is, you know, it's relevant.
Con los terroristas.
This looks like a fucking bingo hall, by the way. I'd be scared to death to lay my hand on the table and get fucking bingo daubed with a fucking dauber. Touch that card and die. Sonny. B18. Who had B18? Bingo.
And do the Harlem Shake.
He did this at his prom in 2010, 2011. That wouldn't have been... Well, I guess So even after he graduated, he went to prom for like the next 10 years. So I guess, yeah, that makes sense. What the fuck is Carrie doing? What the fuck is Carrie doing? What the fuck is Phil doing? What the fuck is anybody doing? Imagine this. Imagine this is your mom. Table dancing with some type of garnish in her mouth, deep throating a carrot. That's a whole 11-inch carrot she's got down her gullet. And all you can see is fucking some asparagus out the top. Look at that. Is Phil doing the stanky leg? Like he's got his hand in his pocket and his leg just like going. This guy in the back's just twisting a chair. They're pretty good at it, to be honest with you. How do you go up to a fat guy and like, hey, you have the biggest belly in the room. Would it be okay if we put a 7 on it? One tit went out. One tit went out. I don't know if anybody noticed that one. One tit shorted out. Telling the testing these products to the end. It's funnier the more people you find. Panama Jack over here. Some lady, for some reason, she's in men's cargo shorts and a belt. It's a good time, guys. It's a good time, gang. At least this woman can dance. I don't know what the fuck Carrie's doing. She does a couple of these around Phil. Got him. Amazing. What sucks is like when this was a big trend, it was so good. Like there was some really, really good ones. 9 years ago, 10 years ago, there were actually some really good ones, like military units. Here's one. Military unit doing it. Like there was some good ones back then. And then we end up with this shit. Like, at least leave it 10 years ago. See how, like, everybody's different and crazy? That's the premise of it. Carrie flops around like that in bed, too. Oh, that sounds awful. Harlem Shake on a plane. Oh, yeah. The person that usually is the only one dancing by themselves while everybody's acting normal is usually wearing a mask as well. I guess I forgot to say that. They all look foreign to me, but... There were so many good ones. That I'm not saying that one was, but there were a lot of good ones. And then we ended up with just so many dumb ones. Way too long. Miami Heat did it. So like it was popular. Like famous people were doing it. The king got me. The fucking teddy bear, the Mario. That's a pretty good one. Nobody's grandma's up on a table showing her pussy lips. Like, that was a good one. That was a good one. No long ass titties swinging back and forth. It's just like, to do it now is just so weird. Like, there's no way fucking somebody could talk me into doing one now. There's no fucking way. There's no way. It's just too old now. Like, it's 10 fucking years old. Who's still doing the Harlem Shake? Colotarita, Rita. I don't know. Maybe chat wants to get together and do a Harlem Shake video. You're just gonna have to do it without me, I guess. You just gotta do it without me. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so then he shares that. It says, still the greatest video. I will be live tonight with part 2 of our newest series, The Age of the Earth, the Garden of Eden. This is going to be super excited. This is going to be epic, super excited. 7 p.m. Eastern. He then shares this. The fuck is it? Oh, someone made him Marty McFly, I guess, is the joke here. Hold on. I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. Phil as Marty McFly. Someone made a meme of him as Marty McFly, I guess. It's not done very well. I didn't even know what the fuck it was, but there it is for your viewing enjoyment, where he picks up the sports almanac and Back to the Future. You can see the car hovering in the background there. And then he shares this video, and it says, update.
Hello. Good morning. Or, well, yeah, I guess it would be morning anywhere. Unless you're way across our flat plane. Could be much later in the day then.
No, I will not. It's too, I will not do it. I won't do it.
How wrinkled my shirt is.
Not even for a charity goal, which I'm glad you said that. I got some more charity goals I got to get done. I got so far behind when everything happened in December, but thank you for bringing it up again. I've also got a daily alarm trying to get this shit taken care of.
Look at this up here. Look at that. Wow, I don't even know how it. Look at this is like going that way, and then some of it over here tries to get back in. Maybe I should start doing a comb over. Eyebrows are all. Look at air conditioner right here. Oh boy, I'm rethinking this video now. Reason I'm making this video is to address my website, philgodlewski.live.
Okay.
The website.
That's why he shut down his chat last night.
Has been.
By the way, you can't convince me that this motherfucker doesn't watch the show, okay? He watches every fucking show. He watches every show I do.
Experiencing numerous issues for the last couple months now, I think. The biggest issue is that members cannot log into their accounts to either cancel or change their membership, and the membership continues to be billed. So that's happened now for the last probably at least a month, maybe 2 for some members.
At least a month, maybe 2. It's been longer than that. It's been several months. It's been several months. I bet this is what you saw. Ani started her own business, left Phil. That was back in. It was. I am sad that Andy left so soon. Damn it! I was ready for a good argument. Oops, debate. That was back in November that Andy left. That was back in November, early November, when she left. It's been several months.
That is being rectified, and let me tell you where the problem came in. My previous website manager was Andy. And as you guys all know, Andy and I have severed our relationship both personally and professionally.
By the way, Phil's going to talk in this about getting high website traffic. I don't think Phil's website pulls the numbers. I know Phil's website doesn't pull the numbers to where everything has to be perfectly optimized for it to run. Now, he does need server capacity. He does pull enough numbers that he's going to have to pay and up his package to have enough bandwidth and capacity for multiple people to access it at once, especially when he's live. But he's not going to have millions of people going there. That's another lie he's produced. So not like when you have a website that tons of people have to go on, not only do you need a ton of fucking capacity, but you've got to have everything optimized. Everything's got to be tagged right. Everything's got to be generated right. Everything's got to be in the perfect place at the perfect time with the perfect tag so it loads at the right time when tons of people are trying to access it. The numbers Phil has, he's going to have to pay. He's going to have to up. Like, I think I host my website for like $50 a year. He's going to have better hosting. But he's not at the point to where everything has to be perfect because, honestly, him nor Carrie could fucking do it. They would have to hire somebody when they get to that point. So, yeah, he's going to have to pay for better hosting. That's one thing. But the way he's trying to make it sound like he's got billions of people coming and everything has to be optimized is just not true.
With any involvement that she had with anything regarding Phil Godlewski.
I figure we might see SgAnon in chat. I haven't seen him yet.
I have a new team that's in place now, that's being put into place now.
I think now people close to Andy have confirmed this, or at least allegedly confirmed this. I think Andy was kind of fed up that she did the vast majority of the work, including the website and the leads and directing them and putting them and doing them. And Phil did not help very much, didn't contribute very much, and she didn't feel like she was getting the rewards that she deserved or the pay or whatever that she deserved for the amount of work. Now, I've said that before, like as my own little theory, and people that I know that are close to Andy have basically said that I was right. But I'm not positive. But she's never confirmed that. I've never talked to her. Her brother came in here one time, or cousin or uncle or aunt or something. Some dude came in here one time. At least that's what they claimed. And they were friends with her on Facebook and had pictures of her in their Facebook. But they were kind of a dickhead when they come in here and kind of pissed me off right off the bat, trying to argue with me about what a 21 gun salute is. And I never ended up speaking to them. They never messaged me like they said or whatever, probably because they got pissed off because they were wrong. But people have confirmed that to me that are seem to be close to Andy, but she's never said anything that I know of.
It's taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to take. I've been working on this for the last couple months since I knew of the problem, but the problem arises when you're working on a website such as this. It has to handle the capacity that my following brings to it. So it is a large endeavor. It's not just like going to GoDaddy and...
It's literally not. So he says it's not like going to GoDaddy and purchasing a domain name. Well, that's dumb. You've already done that. Why would you go purchase a domain?
I already have the domain name, obviously,
but you could use GoDaddy's builder to build it and buy extra, buy an upgraded hosting plan through GoDaddy and be fine. Like, it's that simple. You could build this on WordPress and be fine. It's that simple. To try to put it out to like you're a website that's going to get like a million people within the next 5 minutes is just not, it's disingenuous.
Building a simple website.
I bet you 200 people going to my website all at once would probably crash it. But I have the lowest hosting package. Nothing's optimized for gigantic volumes of people because I know during the show, the max of people that's probably going to be on it is like 3 or 4. I could probably go look and see what the max of people that were on my website are. It's probably never been higher than 5. And that was probably when I first launched it and said, hey, we got a new website. Go check it out. You know what I mean? So Phil might have more than a couple hundred, but I mean, like 5, I don't know what he would have it at once. If he did a live stream, maybe like maybe max 1,000 or 2. Absolute maximum, probably closer in the hundreds, under 1,000. But it's nothing. It's not like millions of people.
It's not that easy because it can't handle the traffic and it will ultimately crash. And it'll crash quickly. We crashed George Magazine's website just the other night when I mentioned it, or last week, whenever it was, when I mentioned it during a live stream. So there's a lot of security protocol that has to go into place. There
is no security protocol that has to go into place. This is dumb. He shouldn't have secure information on his website. He needs to have something that says that he collects cookies. He needs to have a very basic interface where people can sign in and sign out. But he shouldn't be processing the payments himself anyways. He should be using some payment processor. It's not like he's storing your credit card number. A payment processor is. And he could just as easy call that payment processor or get on that website for that payment processor and freeze all payments. He could have easily done that in the months that this website's been down.
Anti-hacking,
I can do it. I can go to Patreon right now. I can go to Stripe, which is my payment processor for my buy me a coffee. I can go to PayPal, which helps me process some other payments. And I can go to Patreon, and I can freeze all payments right now. Tell them I won't be back and give them a specific date of when to start taking payments again. I can do it on all three of those. So I know he fucking can. It has to be available. Shit like this happens. So whoever's fucking, whoever is processing his payments, he could easily go and freeze those payments and nobody would be paying until he turned them back on, and then just say, hey, look, the website's going to be down for another 2 weeks. And when it first goes back up, I'm going to give you 2 days, 3 days to cancel your subscription if you don't want it.
Measures that you have to put into place. And then there's also relaunching the website with new perks associated with memberships. So if you are a member of PhilGodlewski.live,
brand new perks, new perks,
and you
great perks,
receiving any of the benefits that were associated with that, but not receiving some of the other benefits, don't like freak out that you can't log in or do anything. If you have been billed for past months in which the website was not giving you some or all of the benefits that you subscribe to, you will.
Well, it hasn't been giving them any, Phil. Actually, I think even months before the website went down, there were people complaining because he hadn't written a newsletter in months. Basically, the only benefit they're getting is that private chat, the private Telegram chat. He was supposed to have a newsletter. He was supposed to have like get-togethers. He was supposed to have streamed videos there. He was supposed to have like basically like hangouts with them, like I do with my Patreon. I try to keep up with my Patreon. When I get behind, I try to make those shows up. I know right now that the people at the $2 level are probably like, what the fuck did I sign up for? So I need to do an after show with those guys. I like to keep people happy, especially if they're paying me money. Come on. He needs the Philculator so he can get to the bottom of this. That's right.
Receive those benefits, and you will get credited free months for the amount of months that you paid for that you didn't get the perks that you were supposed to get. Or even if you were supposed to get 4 perks and you only got 3, if you were missing 1, you will get a free month once the website comes back up. It's very close.
I've seen that somebody on the Rumble page is sharing a link to a review that Phil wrote about buying followers. The problem is anybody could have wrote that review. That's the only reason I haven't showed it. I've talked about it before. Anybody could have wrote it. It basically says, I bought all my followers from here, blah, 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 great service, whatever. Anybody could have wrote it. So that's the only reason I haven't covered it in depth or keep going back to it. But I did talk about it once.
Being reset up now. I was hoping that it was going to be done by this past weekend, but it's not. Looks like about 1 more week. Maybe less than that. I don't know. Sometime this week, I'm hoping.
I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be 1 more week. He overpromises and underdelivers every time he does this shit. I'm not guaranteeing you, but I said I can almost guarantee you. He might surprise me for once.
But regardless of any of that, it is being worked on. I have not forgotten about it. I've actually been working on it for quite a while. And I also have a new personal assistant that I just...
Oh, God.
...going to be administering...
Carrie better keep a sharp eye on this personal assistant. Jesus Christ. Is she able to work on school nights, Phil?
Most of the perks and other things that I just simply don't have time for in my regular life, either due to,
Lego building or illness where I'm sick at least 9 times a month, or trips to see Catherine Telford at the place where she totally lives and I totally bring her gifts. Some of those things.
Family, personal, issues or personal things, or business endeavors. So I'm going to have more help arriving. Please don't.
I mean, even if it's so I do like, if you're a Patreon member, you know how many times I try to thank you all. I try to make it right with you all. I try to keep you around. And it's mostly because I like you guys. Like, I like my audience. I like having people to talk to. I like using this as my therapy because I don't really interact well in public because of the PTSD and shit. I like this release. I treat this as my therapy. I like to stream. Even when I was going through some really difficult times back in December when my mother passed away, people were telling me like I was coming back too soon and I was doing this and I shouldn't do that. And I understand that, and I probably was, but I enjoy this. It's a getaway for me. It's a relief. And I enjoy people around to listen to me. I never thought anybody would be listening to me. I started streaming to, 4 or 5 people, and one of them was me and one of them was Mariah. You know what I mean? Like 3 people watching. So, but even if it's purely a business deal, even if it's purely a business thing, you want to keep those people happy unless you're planning on a rug pull. Like, if you're just planning on keeping the website down and just charging people and never bringing it back up, sure, keep them on the hook, keep them paying because the website's never coming back, blah, 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 whatever. But if you're planning on bringing it back up, you don't want to piss those people off, and you don't want people who want to join, you don't want people that want to join to be seeing this and be worried about it in the future.
Message me and say, oh, I could be your personal assistant. I already have a personal assistant. The contract has already been negotiated, and that's going to start February 1st. So that's not a thing. I'm not looking for any help at this point. I do.
February 1st. So he's got a personal assistant that's going to bring this website on within the next week, except that person doesn't start until after a week from now. So, excuse me? You just said your personal assistant was going to help bring this website on within the next week. And you said that on January 23rd. But within the next week, your personal assistant doesn't even start until February 1st. After a week from now.
I plan on launching several more businesses at some point this year that I think you guys would be interested in. I don't know when that's going to be. I may delay it if necessary. There's a lot.
Checks out. I sent it to the experts. Checks out. That is I don't know if you guys have ever seen Red Bar Radio, but he, like, his following and him go and troll people sometimes. So they'll find like a photo of like a famous person posing with another famous person, and they'll like call it out as fake. And then the famous person will actually respond for some reason and say, oh yeah, sure, it's fake, blah, blah, blah. Their go-to line is always, I've got a friend who's a Photoshop expert. And they said, or I've got a friend who's a call log expert. I've got a friend who's a text message expert. I've got a friend who is a, surfing expert. And they always say that. I sent it to the expert.
Have to know the answer in order to answer the question. So anything that I say tonight